I find out that my video is coming out, and it comes out. And Sean Cody was huge. It still is, right? But it was so big back then. I didn't realize how big it was. A few days pass, and we would go places, and there'd be a couple guys that would recognize me from the video. And I get a call from the producer of my show. And he brings me in, and he never liked me because at the time, he didn't like the fact that I was the only person in the show that was able to negotiate a higher rate. And he always held that against me at one point telling the entire cast that I had a higher rate, which I thought was really not okay. But eventually it did help everyone negotiate later. But the first leg of the contract, I had that. He always resented me for it because the creator really liked me, and I got along with the creator really well. And he always tried to find an excuse to get me in trouble. And this was his opportunity. So they bring me into the office, and the creator is there as well. And he was like so disappointed in me, just shaking his head. English was his second language because our show was based out of the US. And I just remember him just looking down because he always fought for me. And the producer just said, "We found out about your video." And I just started crying because I was like, I don't know, I was so scared that it was gonna happen. Kind of knew. And oh wow. The creator just was really upset, and he's like, he couldn't say anything. And the producer was like, you know what this is going to do? This is going to ruin you, and you made this decision to do this, and on top of it, you didn't go see your family. You lied to me. I said, okay. And he said, we're firing you. That was like the first show that I ever did. That was the first show that I ever did, and that I got out of New York, and I just thought my career was over, But I get a call from my manager, who was really supportive at the time, and he just said, you know what, it's okay. You did a solo video, just don't do more than that. He's like, there's other people that, sex videos or naked videos of them come out on Broadway, you will be okay. Sean Cody asked me back, but they said you couldn't do solos anymore. Of course, you had to go into doing one-on-ones or more. I debated it, but my manager said no, which was at the time probably the best thing to do. And he said, this is why, but he said, you're okay. My manager was like, do you want to try to pay Sean Cody to take the videos down? And I said, no, because once it's on the internet, it's there. It's already there. I was really close to a couple people in my cast, and they were really supportive. And we just sat. It's so funny because, I'm sorry to go back and forth. The night prior, we had just gone to a Lady Gaga concert and had this like incredible experience after our shows. It was like, and we come back the next day to find out that I'm fired, and I have to say goodbye to everyone and pack my bags. So I pack my bags and I leave. And it was really hard because I just thought I was never going to be able to be hired again. So one of the things that happened after Sean Cody was there were articles written about me, because at the time they were saying that I might have been the first Asian on Sean Cody. I don't know if I was, but there was a couple articles. There was one article that said Sean Cody finally realizes that Asians are attractive or something like that. And so there was a lot of buzz around my video, and I didn't know that. I go back to New York, I'm trying to audition, and I have this one friend that asks me out to dinner, says let's hang out. I say, so sure. But everyone in New York had found out about it that I knew. And she sat me down at dinner and said, you know what you did was wrong, right? Like, you have to admit that. I said, yeah. It wasn't though. Like, it's just I was surrounding myself with the wrong people, and it was just a different time back then too. Like, we didn't have this idea of being sex positive, you know, and owning ourselves, and you know, and that's why I was so scared to get back into this business, because I do know that there's still people that do think like that. I am scared, and I don't know what is going to happen going forward, but that was my Sean Cody experience. I was really embarrassed about it for a long time, and I would go to bars, and people would, I remember I was standing in line to meet this one porn star because I thought it was hot, and this guy goes, "Is this you?" He was like, "Oh no," he said, are you on Sean Cody?" And I said, "No." I don't want to tell him. So he pulls up the Sean Cody website and says, "Is this you?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I was so embarrassed, and I feel so bad about being embarrassed about it, because it's like, what is there to be embarrassed about? That you don't like me, that like you are not proud of me, like that you like people that, why should I surround myself with people who don't love me for me? Like, I in my heart actually know that I kind of enjoyed it. I kind of enjoy being watched. I kind of enjoy being videotaped in that way, and I'm made to feel bad about it. So I'm trying to own that. I have to be 100% honest. Like, there is still a part of me deep down in my core that still feels shame, but I don't think it's because I feel shame. I feel like it's because it's put on me. And so as far as Sean Cody goes, you know, fast forward now to 2020, you know, people bringing it up on TikTok. And when people brought it up on TikTok, I would just kind of ignore the comments. Once in a while, I would delete a comment. And then, you know, the pandemic happened, and I decided, you know what? Maybe I should go back into this because of TikTok. There's so many things about TikTok that just presented itself, like with these new ideas with people that aren't just in my circle or the circles that we're around, but like the idea that people are sex positive, the idea that people know that this isn't a bad thing. This doesn't make you a bad person. Just hearing other people's perspectives on it, not just being surrounded by the naysayers that are around me, I felt more comfortable doing it. And I'm going to own it, and I'm going to do it. And that's why I want to share what this experience is like, because I'm really scared, you know? I don't know what kind of work I'll be able to do after this. Like, who knows how long my ability to do this will be, or my lasting power is, but I do know that I want to own and stop being threatened by what I did in the past, because I'm not embarrassed about it anymore. You know, there was one message on TikTok, they got mad at me for one video, and someone just said, "You know what, if you don't remove this video, I am going to release your tapes." Bitch, my tapes, I'm a freaking ad on Pornhub still to this day. I get messages all the time, like, threaten me with something else. Like, what could you threaten me with? I don't know. Hilarious. The biggest thing that I've learned from it all is that I have to love myself, and we have to be loved by those around us who love us for who we are. That is the most important thing. Is we have to stop hiding the parts of us that we feel that we like, that we feel shame for. Unless it's like hurting you in some way, I think it is positive, you know, as long as you let it be positive. If you are not hurting yourself in a way that you are going to, you know, in a negative way, I think it's okay. I think that we need to be more positive about sex, and we need to be more open and honest about it with ourselves, because I actually have become closer to people and everything because I'm more open about who I am. It's like coming out of the closet in some way, because coming out of the closet, you spend so much time of your life thinking that you have to lie to be loved, you know? And then you come to this realization that, why do I want to be loved for someone that I don't love? Once you figure out what you love about yourself, and you find the people that love you for that, it's like oh, this love feels good. This love is what I want. Not this love is, not that I have to pretend and be someone that I'm not. So, yes, I like being videotaped. Yes, I like sex. And that is my journey with Sean Cody. And Sean Cody, thank you for putting me out there.